Your favorite guy, but
And Andy went home.
Andy went home.
But then she's like, yeah, I 100% saw that foot off the ground. I don't care. I'm like,
They're like, here, we'll give him the medium step.
I feel like he would do so well with a rumba. That's pretty.
The Prince William cameo.
Oh, last week, oop.
You know what? I'll probably give it to Dylan.
You think Dylan's gonna win the whole
I
thing?
think Dylan's gonna win the whole thing.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Happy 20th birthday to Dancing with the Stars.
Thank you very much.
We're doing a fun sibling episode today. We have a special guest. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I thought you were gonna introduce me.
Oh, this is my twin. We look so much alike.
And this is my younger brother, Zach.
Hello. They call me Dancing with the Stars.
And we've always been mistaken as twins, even though we're not.
Yes.
So the fun twist to this episode is one, we have twice as many people. Two, Amy has actually been watching along with us every single week. You just haven't seen her.
Hiding in the shadows.
Hiding the shadows. You never knew.
And Zach has never seen an episode of Dancing with the
Yeah.
Stars in his life.
Me and Amy have the same Dancing with the Stars experience. We've been watching the show pretty much from the same point in our lives.
For a long time, yeah.
Up until now.
And Zach has nothing. But
I have
he
nothing.
had so many thoughts tonight. He's got some good insight for us from a very different perspective.
All the thoughts, zero experience, 100% correctness.
The live stream was very much enjoying his commentary. I hope you all enjoy it as well. Shall we just jump into elimination real quick?
We should, because
my-
I feel like you've been waiting to talk about this like for weeks. Weeks and weeks and weeks. Guys, we finally hit it.
And he's finally gone. I was just shocked. Because truly, I was getting to the point that I thought we would never see the day. I thought the Fandies were far too strong.
Fandies?
That's what they've been calling them.
man.
And that final three had me sick to my stomach, to be honest, because the idea of either Jordan or Elaine going home right now over Andy would have been awful. I would have cried, I think.
He definitely deserved to go home, but I would have loved to see him stay. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you know what? You can go back and watch 8 other episodes that include
That's a
him.
great idea. I am probably not gonna do that.
I love this episode.
That's a good one.
Two.
Man, 10 out of 10. Or no.
We had 4 perfect scores out of a total of 7 dances.
Some I felt were warranted, some not so much, but we can get into that. But it was fun because it was the 20th birthday celebration, so it was just like very nostalgic and memorable, which I think is important for the new fans, like just like seeing how this show has grown.
Just having Tom back was really exciting.
I love Tom, and he was a great guest judge. He was a great
Yes.
one because he gave fair scores, good comments. He was very snappy and to the point and quick and understands, as a former host, how quickly we need to be moving. So I greatly appreciated that. I love having Tom in the ballroom.
He was awesome. He didn't miss a beat. It was like he'd been there like all along.
He was right there next to the judges' table for over a decade. So I think he was one of the most qualified non-dancer guest judges that we could have had.
Yeah. And for someone who has never seen, I had no idea he was a guest judge, which should give compliments to him.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I thought he's been there since day 1, and
You
now we're
didn't-
on season 3.
You didn't see Flava Flav last week.
Flava Flav?
You know who Flava Flav is?
Oh, I don't.
We didn't either. I want to talk about the opening for a
Oh
moment,
my
though.
gosh, the opening.
Wow.
I know we had a handful of former pros come back for that. To be honest, I couldn't even I know we had all the 6 from season 1.
I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was classy. It was just again very nostalgic and back to there were some moments I'm like, this is OG the ballroom that we've seen. But then we had this moment with Carter doing his super quick pirouettes or whatever, and that's kind of how the choreography has evolved. So we're just seeing the choreography evolved and how the show's evolved in this one performance.
And the little moment tribute to Len as well. They need to stop with the spotlight on Len's empty chair. Gets me every time.
It seemed like a good one to kind of, tune in randomly to.
Last week we got the first perfect score, but it was for a team dance. So this week was the first time we'd ever seen perfect scores for the individual couples. For everybody's individual dances, they were doing dances inspired by iconic freestyles of the past, which, for somebody who doesn't know, during the finale, each couple gets to perform a freestyle, which basically means no dance style, versus, you know, like salsa versus foxtrot versus Viennese waltz.
Right.
And they can do whatever they want. We saw some of my favorite freestyles in there. Start us off was Elaine. Elaine did a salsa inspired by Mario Lopez's freestyle.
She got 4 9s, which again, we saw a lot of 10s this week. The chat was so pissed that she didn't get like 4 10s, but I personally, even though I think this was a great dance, I don't feel like it was 4 10s worthy because it was really complicated choreo. I thought it was a great performance.
I feel like for her, what I've seen is that most of the time, compared to kind of some of the other people who are getting 10s, like she still has moments where I feel like she is moving a little slower and it's harder to get kind of that polished aspect. So I felt like it wasn't quite at a 10, even though it was really awesome and challenging choreo.
Now, in the live stream, I did make a note of like the very ending was the only thing I saw a little bit of an issue with, was when they, you know, they kind of did the swoop into on the knees and he fell back into her a little bit. He recovered, but that was what brought it a little down for me.
I didn't even notice that, but you clocked it. So a mistake on Alan, apparently.
Do judges take things like that into account?
I think they do because it's like a performance quality as a whole. Like I think when they pointed that out before, I think they do take points from it.
But overall, I thought it was a really good salsa from Elaine, and especially given the fact that she was injured. She was injured the past couple of weeks. For her to pull that out today, at the pace that she did.
Impressive. I love her. I'm glad she's still here. I was a little fearful she was going to go home.
I think she might be next, though. I don't see her being in the finale.
Yeah, it wasn't enough to really like, you know, keep that in mind for the rest of the performances. I did have some others in there that I was like, okay, it was good, but it was no, you know, Robbie Irwin. So,
speaking of, Robert did a foxtrot inspired by his own sister's freestyle.
Cool.
Bindi, from when she won about 10 years ago. Sorry, I just had noted during his package. I said, Prince William.
Yeah, and I have noted his package. Impressive.
Yeah.
The Prince William cameo. It was
just
crazy.
A casual flex and cameo from like the Prince. And I thought it was funny. He's like, the UK can't even vote. Australia can't even vote, and it's like we're really pulling in on the UK Australia audience right now, but they cannot vote, which I think is really frustrating. But yeah, Prince William, just like casual cameo.
They can't vote, but also the show doesn't even air in those countries, so
Is it really not?
yeah.
Wow.
Overall, I thought this dance was gorgeous. I was sobbing. You will never catch me not sobbing at a damn Irwin family tribute.
Yeah, it was good.
I
You were a
can't,
big
their
Steven
story.
fan, weren't you?
Oh my
Just
gosh.
something about like their whole family story.
It was great. It was very beautiful, and I hadn't seen the past performances, so I can't really judge the past ones. But this one clearly had a lot of, you know, like emotional ties within it. I think that did help sell it. This was one of those where I was a little taken back because it was Carrie that in her performance even critiqued something.
Carrie Ann.
Yeah, she was like, okay, it was, I can't remember if it was the shoulder, the elbow, or something.
He said there was a foot that came off the floor.
Yeah,
And
a foot that came off.
Now, the other foxtrot tonight also had a foot come off the floor that nobody made a note of. Still got the same scores, though, so, like...
It's just frustrating because, like, Kieran's like, oh yeah, the foot was off the ground, and she's such a stickler for that. Like, she will always, forever, it's one of her constants that, like, she sees a lift, she sees someone's foot off the ground, and she's taking a point for it. For this, she's like, yeah, I 100% saw that foot off the ground. I don't care. I'm like, what? It's frustrating because, like, if there was a dance that wasn't as good and the foot came off the ground, she would have docked a point for it. I'm frustrated that we're bending the rules for him. Like, this was a very blatant, yeah, I'm gonna bend the rules for you, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she, like, it's not even like she turned a blind eye and gave him a 10. Like, she literally pointed it out and then still gave a 10.
What I'm hearing is that, like, somebody else had their foot off the ground. I didn't notice that, but it makes me happy to see that the scores were consistent, because then it would be really unfair if they had the foot off the ground the other way. I would be more mad at that. I'd be more happy that they keep things consistent across the night. I think that's what's important.
But like long term though, like tonight it was the same score. Who knows about?
And with that segue to one of the best, let's go on to Andy and Emma.
Andy did a quick step.
Not
only a quick step, that alone had me nervous. And then they said it was inspired by Jordan Fisher's
Oh my gosh, one of my
freestyle,
favorites.
which is overall known within Dancing with the Stars to be one of the best freestyles of all time. Not to mention one of the best winners of all time. And for them to give that task to Andy,
They're like, here, we'll give them the medium step.
it kind of was. It definitely was not as quick as we usually see a quick step. But that being said, it was fast for Andy, and I was impressed for him.
And
I thought he would do worse.
Yeah, me too. So
Yeah, I saw improvement from
he
him
was
tonight.
like chassing across the floor and everything.
But there were still a lot of mistakes and timing issues.
Well, I have to say, as an Andy stan, I did enjoy it, but a lot of because it's just he's an entertaining guy to watch and have on the performance. And even though dancing may not be his expertise, I was fairly impressed with what I saw. And you know what, he definitely stole my vote once or twice. So
Or 10 times.
I think the style fit his personality well. It was one that
That's
he
a
could
good
shine
point.
in, which was nice.
And like it was a lot of choreography. Was it a little rough? Yeah, but it's like week one, Andy. Like Andy was never meant to be allowed kind of this opportunity to go this far. So like he was never gonna grow this much. Like it was kind of like a whoa that he's been able to grow this much. And I think he has grown a lot. Like week one, Andy, week two, Andy could never throw something like this out. And I think it's cool that he was granted that opportunity and kind of seized it. I'm happy to see like how much he really put into this competition.
Yeah.
Because he's moving across the floor. Was it great? No. But it was better than I think any of us kind of expected from him. So
His effort was absolutely there.
absolutely, his hips did not lie.
Compared to everybody else tonight, he got an 8 and 3 7s. Not a single other person even got an 8, let alone a 7. So everybody else was at a 9 or higher, which I feel like is just, again, kind of the final thing of like, it was really his time. He was so significantly below everybody. But Andy, we loved you. You obviously
Did
gave so much joy to
one
so
incredibly
many people.
sexy man.
We then had Dylan, who did an Argentine tango to inspired by my personal favorite freestyle, which was Milo Mannheim's.
his freaking elbow. Once again, I will not let the elbow go until he fixes
His
it.
elbow's supposed to be up here, in line with his shoulder, and he keeps drooping it down. He's going down.
Going like this because he's too tall. He fixed it for the relay because he had a taller partner, but maybe he can. It would have looked great if his elbow wasn't like that, I think.
Other than that, though,
Great,
this was incredible.
really good.
What a breakthrough. The pictures that they created with the shapes and everything. I mean,
Oh my
Daniela with the choreography here.
I have to agree with that. I mean, there was so much to witness. It felt like you were truly watching a dance performance. Something that you would see like in a much bigger performance, something like a musical. And it brought me back to my youth. It's something I would have to say. The only way I could refer to it, be honest, is a High School Musical.
Yeah. It was really cool. It was really interesting.
His brother should be proud of him.
Well,
That's all I gotta say.
That was a good lead up. Because you've been saying back to my youth, I'm like the youth of when you were in
high school.
In high school,
Yeah,
and you did a musical where you danced a tango.
But Dylan was like in the performance, which I really appreciate. Like he felt like that was a switch for him.
I felt like it's hard for me because I don't know the Argentine tango technique very well. Sometimes I felt like he was really like on his toes.
I thought his flickies were good.
His flips were really good. Just kind of when he was walking around, he was so strong with his lift, but when he was kind of in his turn a little bit.
I did notice a little bit of a balance issue, like right at the end, and I wonder if maybe that could be because he was a little bit too light, and if he had been more grounded, he would have been more secure. They got a perfect score as well tonight.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't quite agree that it was a perfect score.
All right, Miss Jordan did a cha-cha inspired by Wayne Brady's freestyle.
Ugh, I wanted better for this, I have to say.
I have many opinions on this one.
She got lower scores than some people, but like, I feel like I've seen some performances from Jordan that I loved a lot more, that were more polished. Like, I think she still needs to work on the performance quality in her face. It looks like she's focusing a lot, and I wanted it to be sharper and like her really to hit her like placements.
Especially after the package, like I really felt like she was into this, and I really saw a lot of facials from her this time, which is like, so maybe she had some moments she was on and off, because I did see some moments where facial wise she seemed really into it. I felt like the energy was really there, and I got a little lost in the energy, and then Carrie Ann said it was a little chaotic. I was like, oh, I can see where she's coming from, because I thought it was a really good dance, but now I want us to kind of go back and look at it, because I feel like I missed some of the unpolishedness of it at first, but I feel like it probably was there.
And to piggyback off that, to be honest, I think a lot of that energy and and some of her face being in and out of it just comes from what she said about truly being like a big fan and wanting to do this for a long time. She was super excited to do this dance, and I think that definitely showed. But I do wonder if a little bit of that excitement and energy took away of of some of the expertise and flow that was needed to perform it to a more expert level.
Yeah, maybe she just needed to relax a little bit. She's a little in her head.
Yeah.
Overall, I thought that this was a really good dance, but I agree that I think we've seen stronger from her, and so we know that she can do better. There was a couple of timing issues. She got 3 9s and a 10. Surprisingly, her 10 was from Derek. Usually he's a bit of the tougher judge, so I really hope she steps it up next week.
Because we're getting down to the thick of it. We gotta perform high.
We had Alex do a foxtrot inspired by Nev Schulman's freestyle. She took her foot off the floor as well, intentionally. If you didn't see it, it was at the very end, and they did this little thing at the very end where Val put his foot out and she like stepped up on his foot as if it was a step. It was a cool move, but I was like, wait a second, that's both feet off the floor, and she's not supposed to do that in foxtrot. Overall, Alex's was gorgeous.
I would say that I think that was my favorite. Yeah.
Might have been one of my favorites too. There was a lot of good dances tonight, so it's kind of hard to pick. But that one was definitely up there.
Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
Definitely, it was a good one. I mean, Dancing with the Rain, very classic dance. Everybody knows it. And it's been everywhere. And I was really worried when they mentioned that at the beginning that's what they were doing. And so I knew in myself I was going to be a really harsh critic on this one, because it's one of the few dances I've seen before.
I didn't know how much you like this song.
Big fan. I mean, the original scene is beautiful, and every rendition of it I've seen is also. Its beauty is a very important part of the song. Beauty and class, I would have to say as well. I mean, they came into the suit, the nice flowy dress as well. I know the outfits aren't very much a part of it, but they were able to use that to their advantage as well. I mean, with the leg kick up, everything like that. It was very classy, very beautiful. And I feel like the multiple poses they struck, like to pause throughout the different points of the dance, really, really sold it to me. And I being such a harsh critic going in, I was blown away. And it's the first one I wrote down that I would give him a 10 out of 10.
All right, Zach's a fan of Alex.
There was one little move that they did at the end that I thought was super cute, where Val hooked his foot and Alex went over it. It looked like it's some umbrella thing.
Oh,
The step.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's when both feet were off the floor,
Right,
and they're not
it was
allowed
like
to
a
do that in
stylistic
foxtrot.
Oh, interesting.
Exactly.
But it was very cool.
I wonder if they didn't take points away because it was clearly purposeful. It wasn't a mistake. It was I know it wasn't specifically supposed to be in the dance, but you know what? Someone else later on also ripped their shirt off and had an ab shirt underneath. So I give it a little bit of.
I think if it was 2 weeks ago, Carrie Ann would have called that out.
I feel like the judges were very overly nice tonight.
Yeah, they were a little lenient.
They were lenient.
That's what I was saying with Robert's 10. Like,
I don't like the lenient.
I think tonight overall she was just more lenient.
I think a lot of the judges, like, I get, like, we finally, like, I feel like we usually get perfect scores earlier than this, but, like, I feel like they were overly lenient tonight with a lot of people, which is a little frustrating to me. Like, yes, of course, I love all these couples, and they're all very capable of getting perfect scores, and the fact that we haven't gotten there yet is a little frustrating, but I don't like bending, like, the rules or whatever just because it's a fun special night. The dances were really good.
I agree. I wish they would really just stick with, if there's rules to the style and they didn't follow them. Alex got a perfect score. To finish off the solo dances, Whitney Levitt did an Argentine tango, inspired by Gabby, and I forget her last name, but it was to Cell Block Tango from Chicago, which Emma even said during the live, bring back Broadway night.
It was so good.
I choreographed to this song last fall, so like I know this song inside and out. I thought it was really funny that they decided to use the verse about Salt Lake and the Mormon.
I was waiting for it.
That was really funny.
The movement of the legs, the wraparounds that we saw happen, they were sharp, they were quick, they were clean. You know, they should be very proud of it. And I'm sure their legs got a little buffer.
This was right up Whitney's alley. Like, this was like the dance I was most excited for because as a musical theater girly, I was like, this is gonna absolutely go insane. Like, with Mars choreography, Whitney is so sharp all the time that I knew this was gonna be really good. She tends to be very theatrical, so it's gonna blend well with that. So I knew this was gonna be amazing, and because it's Argentine tango, they're in hold, and so since there isn't any like side-by-side portions, she's not gonna have probably any timing issues. So I was really excited for this to be like absolutely perfect, and I think it was. I think this was my favorite of the night. Like, absolutely, it was amazing.
Yeah,
it was looking really challenging too.
Absolutely a 10 out of 10.
The Mormon part, and she was in that lift, and like the way she was doing the arsenic, like she was so in character.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
It was beautiful.
Because of her scores last week, Whitney was safe from the relays tonight. Honestly, I think she missed out though, because the cameos for these relays was such a great idea. They had all of the stars, instead of dancing with their pro partners, they danced with former Mirrorball winners. So our first round was Jordan Childs was paired with Apollo Ono, and they were against Elaine Hendricks, who was paired with Rashad Jennings, and they did a quick step.
This relay, which is really fun because they've never done something like this with two stars together, but I feel like it's really symbolic of how the show has grown, seeing two stars who have never done ballroom before now, like, pretty at a high amateur level of ballroom, like doing this together on their own, where the pros are now on the side watching just like their work like come into themselves and just like grow, and doing this by themselves. Like, so many of the pros talked about like how proud they were like watching the stars do this. I just think that's so special. Like, they can hold their own out there. I just thought it was really sweet.
It was such a unique challenge for sure.
Especially getting like pros, like, again, like Apollo out here. He hasn't done this, he said, in 13 years. He's one of the first, season 4, like one of the first Mirrorball champs.
That's crazy.
Coming out here and doing it, like, pretty, like, he looked good doing it.
Yeah, that was really
I do think it was cool that they paired him with Jordan and it was two Olympians together.
That was fun.
I thought that these were very similar, so it was kind of tough, but I did notice some timing issues with Elaine, especially towards the end. So I voted for Jordan, and the judges also chose Jordan for the extra points.
Overall, I think, like, just watching the first one, I kind of realized how much of a challenge this was going to be for all of them, because I was kind of like, winners, champions of this show, they're gonna be great. But really seeing them kind of, I was like, oh, this really is gonna be a challenge. So I did see kind of like with all the teams, some places of mainly like off timing, but I saw it with both Elaine and Jordan. But
there
I
was
felt
some
like,
out of sync with Jordan too.
but it ended up being like for all the teams. I think timing was the hardest part. I think for them all.
Yeah, and when they like make mistakes or they get off of each other, it's hard for the both of them to try to come back together without resetting, when usually the pro would be able to like get them back where they need to be, but now it's on them and it's harder.
Our second round was
Hot.
Dylan was paired with Rumor Willis, who's known as like one of the best winners. And they were against Andy and Caitlin Bristow. And they did a Viennese waltz. I do want to point out, I think the choice of a Viennese waltz for the relay is kind of interesting, because I feel like usually when they have done relays in the past, they choose styles that just have a little bit more energy and flexibility in choreography. That being said, I thought both of, like, the choreography wise for both of these Viennese waltzes the choreography was really good, especially for like the short amount of time that they had.
Yeah, I agree. Elephant in the room, we gotta talk about Andy's, his workout schedule. I gotta get that. I don't know what he's got going on there, but it's, whew, I was on the floor with that one for sure. Give me some Andy sandwich. Anywho, that was very, that's one of the reasons that, I see the people kind of wanting to vote for him, wanting to see him continue. It doesn't mean anything in the world of dancing, to be honest, but it's one of that entertainment factor. It's funny. It's the reason that people do enjoy him, and it just kind of adds a little bit of flair to the show that a lot of people don't exactly add as much. But even though that may not be important or what the judges are going to consider in their points, I liked it. And being a non-fan of the show, hardcore fan, it's one of the reasons it makes it easier to get into the rest of the show. Kind of adds a little sugar and spice that just kind of grabs you a little bit and gives you a little bit more interest. So I do wonder if that's one of the reasons amongst possible rage baiting that people voted for him so much.
No, yeah, because it's like he knows he's not gonna win this relay against Dylan, so like he's not as much gonna. Of course he's putting in the effort with the steps, but like he's playing a different kind of game in terms of getting viewers to vote for it. Like it's a couple bonus points. He knows he's not gonna win it, so it's like he's gonna do what he can do and play Andy's game and not necessarily the game of Dancing with the Stars, and it usually pays off.
I will also say Dylan in this one, he looked so confident with Rumor. Him having a taller partner, he even said in his package that he's like, oh my gosh.
His elbow went up.
He's like, my frame is so much easier with somebody that's closer to his height. That was really cool to see him dance. The upside of dancing with somebody else rather than Daniela all the time.
Dare I say this is one of my favorites from Dylan in a way, because again, like I think the height worked better for him. His elbow went up, and it just seemed like the height just really helped. He looked so freaking confident. Like, I think even if he was against like someone like Robert maybe doing the same thing, he could have won still, because I just thought he looked great. And Danny should be very proud. She talked about that so much, like how he was leading, and she was very proud of that. Like he really took control of it, and his elbow went out, which just is what made me more happy. Like I'm so thrilled about seeing the elbow. Like if he can just keep that when he goes back with Danny, I'd be so happy. Anyways,
that should be your next Halloween costume. Dylan's elbow.
Dylan's elbow.
Throughout the night you can be like bent or like straight up. I can tell. I bet it's been frustrating. I'm sure you've seen it more than just I have here.
Looks
but
like
I'm sure it was so nice to see it finally corrected.
It was beautiful.
And obviously Dylan got the judges win and got the extra points for this.
Yeah. Our
final relay tonight, I was very excited about both of these pairs. Robert was dancing with season 32 winner Xochitl Gomez, and Alex was dancing with season 33 winner Joey Grazadeh. So the two most recent winners, which I think it was fair to put those people against each other, because
it's fair having them both. They're both less rusty, except for the fact that Sochi's never done a jive.
How does that happen? I was so confused.
Well, Joey's never did like a rumba or something.
So there was only like one that they never did. Joey never did a rumba? I feel like he would do so well with a rumba.
I know.
That's crazy.
Just like there's more styles than there are actually weeks in the competition. But, Jive was a great choice though. Obviously we know that Robert is really good at the Jive. Robert did Jive for his very first week and knocked it out of the park.
Rob and America Chavez there. And, they did great. It blew me away. And that was my favorite dance out of the duos. The relays, yeah. I mean, it was it was super groovy. That was one of the things. It was one of those dances you watch and kind of feel like you could dance, just in the background too at the same time. It was something easy to, get along with. It was very groovy. It was very high energy, and it just showed their excitement towards it. And both of them have that high energy that they're able to put into their dancing so easily. It worked super well. They both complemented each other. And overall, the timing was great. I mean, some of the footwork was beautiful. And, it blew me away. And I wish they got the extra points, to be honest.
Alex?
Rob and...
They did get the extra points.
Oh, great.
I did think both Robert and Alex, I think they were both really, really close for this one. It was really tough for me to decide a winner. I think it could have gone either way. And that was the end of the episode tonight.
Yeah.
It was a good
And then, of course,
episode.
they kicked out your favorite guy. But
And Andy went home.
Andy went home.
Your face when they called that, I just see your arms go up. I'm you're gonna be so happy.
I was so nervous. So as a little pre-creation, I was sitting here with my hands over my mouth the whole time because I was sick to my stomach thinking that Elaine, or God forbid Jordan, was about to go home. And then they said Andy, and I just went.
I know he's he's had such a great run. He's learned more than we ever could have anticipated, and it's bittersweet. Honestly, it's a little sad to see him go because he's a constant pulling through every single week, and now he's not going to be there, and it's gonna be kind of an adjustment. And we are almost done. It's they're all almost done, but I'm
kind of proud of us as a community though for letting him go now.
Yeah,
so we're moving on to semifinals.
Yeah, semifinals. We're getting no Andy freestyle, unfortunately, or fortunately.
I am curious to know,
They're both.
because yet again tonight, as we have with every single episode,
Oh my gosh.
we beat another voting record. With Andy gone now, though, will we beat another record this week? Or are we going to go way down in voting because Andy's no longer here?
I do wonder.
We'll have to see.
I mean, for example, my roommate has been texting her family, friends, etc. all the day of saying vote for Andy, vote for Andy, vote for Andy, and all these random people are voting that next week are not.
Yeah. Now, say what you can about him deserving to be there or not, but it did clearly bring a lot of viewership to the show that, from audiences that probably weren't going to tune in otherwise.
Andy didn't come into this show. Well, he came into the show with a fan base, as all of the stars do, but all of the people that have been voting for him week after week after week after week are not people who started watching the show because they knew who Andy was.
Yeah.
They fell in love with him through the show, became fans of him through the show.
I guess that's
and
true.
anyone.
I mean, someone like me, though, not knowing the show too much, but I do know Andy, and I've seen his stuff before. So it definitely, that gave me a lot of inkling to vote for him and want to see him, and brought more excitement. I was like, oh, I'm so excited for his rounds to come on. Even though it might not be the best dancing, it brought a lot of excitement into it, and that I think is very important for the show.
Anyway, this was definitely one of our better episodes.
Do we want to talk about the fact that Tom wants them to bring back a second day?
Oh my gosh, right.
Thank you, Tom, for saying that. He spoke right to the camera.
Right to the camera indirectly.
Let everybody in the country vote accordingly. Bring back the results show. So they used to do 2 episodes a week.
Okay.
Where they had the competition on Tuesday. I think it was actually Monday and Tuesday back then, but now it's on Tuesday. And then they actually wouldn't do the elimination on the same night because it would air at different times across the country, so that everybody would be able to vote by actually watching. And then the next night they would do the results show, and they would announce the elimination then.
Gotcha.
It's a big commitment, but it allows everyone to
Yeah,
vote, which
true.
is definitely an issue right now.
Mm-hmm.
That I think needs troubleshooting.
Yeah.
I can definitely see some changes being made next season. I have a feeling whether it's a change in the voting system, whether it is adding a results show, I don't know, but I have a feeling that something is going to change just based off of how wild it got this year.
Who do you guys think is gonna get voted out next round? I know we don't know their dances yet, but do you have any predictions? Because I do.
Fearful for Elaine, to be honest. I guess it's whoever doesn't deliver, because everyone's so close in scores.
That's true.
I mean, I don't know how the people are voting, but
And I'm hoping it's a double elimination.
I think it's gonna be Jordan.
Based on tonight, I could see how you feel that way, but based off of just how she's been performing across the season, I think she'll step it back up again. And Dylan's been a little bit less consistent. So, do you have a prediction for a winner, Zach? I know we've all talked about our predictions, but
Oh.
who do you think's gonna win the whole thing?
You know what? I'll probably give it to Dylan.
You think Dylan's gonna win the whole
I
thing?
think Dylan's gonna win the whole thing.
wow.
Interesting take.
Yeah, if
Well-
not Dylan, I think it's gonna be Rob. But I actually do hope it's Alex.
I think Alex definitely has a chance because she also has a really large fan base.
Mm.
That's my prediction too, either Alex or Robert.
Based on just performance and votes, Alex and Robert is definitely where I'm headed.
Okay. I've been thinking that Whitney's gonna win the whole thing.
I just don't think Whitney has enough votes. I don't think enough people like her.
No, that's a good
Unfortunately.
point. Yeah, based
She's
on
not that
votes.
popular.
And beyond just the people that don't like her, I think even the people who don't have personal feelings towards her, I think are more likely to vote for the person that's had a bit more of a journey rather than her being just kind of at the top of the leaderboard the whole way.
It's just boring, isn't it? You know? Yeah.
All right, well, that was 20th birthday. It was a good one. Quarterfinals, so we're only 2 episodes left.
Yeah. And to our loyal fan base, if you want to see me in the next season, hashtag add that weird skinny kid from that one podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Thank you to our special guests for joining.
Thank you for
Amy
having
and
me.
Zach.
Yeah. Thank you, Amy. It was great to not be the only sibling.
Yes. It was
Thank
fun.
you to our wonderful hosts. It was great to be here.
Great having you too.
Thank you. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Desi.
Great, and y'all have a beautiful evening, morning, noon, whenever you're watching this, midnight. Watch it another time if you're done with it. Put it on while you sleep. We'll be in your dreams. It's gonna be great. Thanks for tuning in, and with that, we gotta tune out.
All right. Bye.